Hi, we're the Motorcycle Meerkats and I'm Quinn.
I'm Sylvia.
And we're here in the Border Ranges National Park at the Sheep Station Creek Campground to review the Marmot Limelight 3 tent that we've been using for 6 months.
Yep, it's treated us pretty good most of the time. We've used it in quite extensive temperature ranges, like up to about 33 to about
Centigrade.
About 6 degrees centigrade. So we feel we've tested it out pretty well.
It's a 3-person tent, but it actually really fits 2 cots. We're using the Thermarest light cots, the Luxaflex light cots, and on top of that we put the self-inflating mattresses and then our sleeping bags on top of that. In hot conditions we use the sleeping bags as blankets, and in cold conditions we're obviously cocooned in our sleeping bags. What would you say the pros of the Limelight tent are? Lightweight, it's only 3.5 kilos.
Very lightweight. I really like the little attic where I can sort of put my phone and things like that at night. It often gets reception there when it doesn't get reception down at ground level.
There's 2 pockets, or there could even be 4, we'll tell you later. But I do store my camera, phone and head torch in the pockets at night so I can access them quickly. There is a single window. We can look out, check on our security of our camp if we hear something in the night through the clear window of the flysheet.
Yeah, that's been pretty useful.
The waterproofing is good. It rained last night. We could hear the raindrops on the fly. Once the fly is done up, it's an octagon shape, and the footprint, strangely enough, supplied by Marmot with this tent is a rectangle. So your 2 vestibules, left and right side, ingress, egress vestibules, you're sort of grovelling, kneeling on the dirt to get in and out.
Yeah, I find that particularly irritating. I mean, when you're camping at the beach, you take a lot of sand into the tent. And when you're camping in a place like this, a lot of leaves and dirt can come into the tent with you.
Yeah, on your knees, because you've got to kneel to get in and out.
And in the morning, when you get up, the ground can be damp, and you have to put your feet straight out onto that. And it's not pleasant.
I think we're going to modify our footprint to be a hexagon, to be the shape of the fly. The tent is very good in rain conditions. We've had no water come in pretty heavy rain. But in those sort of showery overnight conditions where we have to put the fly up, it is quite hot. Anywhere from 20 degrees and more. It's not very sun hardy, so the sun will heat the tent up in the day to the point where you can't go in there for a nap.
No.
When we are in those conditions, we put another fly over the top of the Marmot to keep it cool.
Which is, again, more weight that we have to carry.
More weight. It's 3.5 kilos as is. We don't use the pegs that are supplied with the tent, because in sand we use MSR sand pegs, and here in rocky conditions where we've pegged the tent, we're using the MSR red triangulated rock gravel pegs.
And how many pegs were you using? What?
Yeah, there's four pegs to hold the footprint and essentially the tent from physically moving away, and then another 4 to peg out the fly into the hexagon shape.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost an octagon the way it pegs.
Having said all that, I mean, it's a pretty comfortable tent, and we have used it quite a lot.
Yeah, I think we're comfortable with taking it on the motorbike. We break it down to carry it separately in 3 bags rather than the 1 bag it's supplied in, because it's too long. Overall, what would you rate the Limelight 3 out of 10?
I give it about a 7. I mean, it's light, it's easy to put up. I mean, it does have its few drawbacks, but yeah, on the whole, I'm pretty happy with it.
I'm going to rate it 6. I know the new version has elbows on the side, but you really can't sit up unless you sit up in the middle.
Yeah, that's true.
So even trying to get dressed in the morning, get out of your pajamas and get into your day clothes to emerge from the tent in a campground.
That's a bit of a gymnastic thing, yeah.
Bit of a lying down gymnastics clothes changing exercise. I think it could have been a
full Pilates class, yeah.
Another 50 centimetres taller, and it would have been just as much windage, less windage, and that much more pleasant to sort of change in.
Yeah.
But I think for a backpacking style tent, it's good, but not any higher than 6 from me.
Okay.
Glad to hear you gave it a 7. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next on the Motorcycle Meerkats.